This is not the length of that. I'm just checking the length and size. I'm sizing this out and I'm cutting a piece to fit. So I've got to cut another piece to get the right space there. If I wasn't alone, I'd have somebody hold that to the right position and then I'd measure it. But I'm alone, so I've got to put weight on it, hang it, measure it, and cut a piece to fit so that that's up against the house. Then I'm going to cut that piece and put the swing up here and then attach it to the house and then swing over to the tank. You see what I'm doing? Can be a very fine precision tool once you learn how to use it, and I sure had enough experience in the last year with that. Well, time is running out. The days are just not agreeable with me here. They're so short. I can't believe this is a professional ladder. I bought this at the recycling yard. It is wobbly. No wonder they gave it up. It's scary. I'm not a lover of ladders though myself, to be honest. Especially not wobbly ones. Now, this is my ladder now. This is my own. Just doing extensions, I think. Okay. This is going to be fun. Can't really tell what's straight or what's not, though. I need to get different screws for the job, but that'll keep it in place for now. Keep things from swinging. Yeah, secure. Oh, it's not going anywhere. Starting to look like a real house now, huh? Looking good. I do have to still get flashing for that gap. It did rain and it did leak, so I'm going to put flashing between the roof and the gutter. But that's looking good, huh? I like it. And then from there to the tank. Okay, I've got bad news. It's good to go to your local hardware store and keep it in town, keep it in the neighborhood, but it's better to have somebody helping you that knows what goes with what. I do believe this is a sewer pipe and this is a downspout. Isn't going to happen. That is not going to happen. So, back to the drawing board. I've got to go back to town, to Lowe's. I want to take this, well, I don't, yeah, well, what I know they got them there. I've got to go and find a piece that fits that. So my first flush diverter is not going to go on today. It's not going to happen. So I am not going to have the rainwater collection done today. Just frustrating. It's another day gone. I was hoping to have the first flush diversion done today, but nope. And then I've got another issue. Let me take you over and show you what's going on. This is all good and happy. Looks good. And then I've got to come over to the tank. Now, what I'm going to do, unfortunately there's no 90-degree bends. And the first flush diverter, I want to have it straight. So, also the first flush diverter needs to be, as I showed you earlier, not here, but over here. Okay? So I've got to somehow make this come up to 90 degrees. Alright, and then go to the first flush diverter, and then down, and then over and down to my water tank. But I don't have my wall here yet, my shed, so it's going to be well, I'll tack a 2x4 on and hang it to, is what I'll do. I'll put I'll suspend it, a 2x4 across and down, and suspend it on there until I get that wall up. And I'm not gluing these pieces so that I can remove them as needed to finish the wall. But I've got to go get the parts to make the first flush diverter, or I'm not going to have a rainwater collection system. And it's going to rain again on Sunday. Today is Thursday, so I've got to go, and then I'm going to run out of time today. This is the end of the day today, so I've got to go and get parts. So I'll talk to you all later. Got a package in the mail from TomTop. This is a online web store. Actually, it looks like it's been opened and resealed. Hopefully it was by them and not by the post office or anybody else in between. Let's see what we got here. There is... well, it's listing two things here. I'm hoping it's a... hoping there's a second part. Yeah, there must be a second part to this. I'm just hoping that comes separately. Well, this is a really cool thing that you're going to see later on TR Tech Tactical and Survival from TomTop. It is something that I think will excite many people, many hikers, campers, and backpackers. I think it is really cool, and I will be doing a full and complete video later on the TR Tech Tactical and Survival channel. But I wanted to show this on my main channel because I think it's worth mentioning. I think this is really cool and very much worth mentioning. What you got here is one of the most affordable folding camp stoves that I've ever seen. And also, it's hinged, so it all stays together and it's easy to work with, which is really convenient. And you put in the tray. This is all stainless steel too. It's good, thick stainless steel construction, which is a surprise for the price. Considering the price, is a really amazing surprise. And there it is. Really quick, snap together construction. And then there's a dish, which I'm not going to waste your time opening right now, but this dish is an alcohol stove, which then goes down in the bottom. And this is either an alcohol burner or a wood stove. And you feed the firewood in here. This is like something like $10 or $12. I'll put the link down below so you can check it out for anybody who want to jump the gun and go ahead and get it. Because honestly, all my review is going to show you is how cool this works. I can tell you now from the feel of it that I am very impressed and very pleased with the construction and the thickness. As you've seen, I've had a couple of these in my hand in the past, and this is thick, stable stainless steel. Quite impressive. And I've never seen one that comes with an alcohol stove tray that goes in the side, or inside it as well. So that is a bonus. Again, I don't want to lie to you off the top of my head. It's like only $10 or $12. This is from TomTop. Check the link below if you guys want to go ahead and jump the gun and catch that and get one for yourself. I want to thank you guys over there at TomTop, and you can catch the full video review in a later date. I'll come on and give you a reminder on here, but you'll get the full review later after I've used this and showed it on some video. By the way, as I'm packing away, it reminds me another bonus that you just don't see is a free bag, a free pouch to carry it in. That you just don't see. They usually sell them separately on all the other sites. So that's a nice little kit. I like it, and I want to thank you guys. I have no idea what or where this is from. It's from Shula, which is a clothing store online. But don't want to use my knife on it. No idea if somebody's sending me a package. Men's jeans. Somebody send me some jeans. I don't know why. Well, a nice pair of pants anyway, from Shula. I have no idea who sent this. There's no, it's Wrangler men's jeans. I have no idea where this would be from, but whoever sent it, I want to say thank you. Interesting. I'll try them out later. Good pair of jeans for going out for church. It's not really jean material, it's a thinner material, so it's perfect for dressier wear. I went shopping, and I've got some parts for first flush diverter. The stuff that I had wasn't going to work out, so I went shopping again, and many of you will be relieved to know that I got actually larger tubing for the system, which I'm going to show you now how it all goes together. I got some extra flex pipes, and I'll show you why. I have to go back and return the stuff that I had got previously, so the price is the same as it was. It comes out to be the same. So my complete and entire system cost me about $180 for hot and cold water and the first flush diverter. All the plumbing. Now granted, that doesn't count the cost of the hot water heater or the water pump or the accumulator. Now, if you're doing this and you're going to go off the grid and build a tiny house yourself, I would advise getting an old motorhome or camper for free or on a budget and gut the thing out and use the water pump, the water heater tank, which is, by the way, propane anyway, which is, hey, what are you eating? Oh, I would advise then you get the stuff from a camper or RV to save you a lot of money. The first flush diverter, also the rain gutters, the whole entire system was $180, from the rain gutters on the roof all the way down over to all the plumbing on the tanks and the plumbing to the house and everything through and through. Okay, so that's not too bad to have a complete running water system in your house. Now, I've got all the parts here for first flush diverter, which I've showed you earlier online how that's going to come together. So now I'm going to put this together and show you the system that I've developed based on research and studies. Okay, what you're going to have here is two couplings. This is all 4-inch PVC pipe. It's a mixture of sewage lines and also, oops, this is upside down, sorry. It's a mixture of sewage lines and fresh water lines. So the rainwater adapters are in the sewage section, and then the rest was fresh water materials. So it's a mixture, okay? Hope I can fit this. Yeah, I'll be able to fit it on the video, I think. So all these pieces are going to snap together. Hope it's going to fit. There's the end cap. This is a clean out. I'll come back to you to all this and explain how it is, how it works. Okay. And then I've got the brackets to hold it onto the house. Alright. To mount that to the house. And then what I've got here is flexible elbows, because I'm going to have to come off at a 90-degree angle, and that's not possible with your standard fittings, I've noticed. At least nothing I found is possible with the elbows. And then I've got the flex pipe, which will go from the standard rain gutter connector or downspout to a larger thing, which obviously isn't going to fit anything I have, but I can cut it off here, and this will go to my rainwater collection tanks right here, this section. Alright, so what I'll probably do is actually connect this to a PVC pipe, which is designed to do, and then from there have a distribution system over the top of my tanks to distribute the water. But that's a separate project. We won't even show that for right now, because what we're looking at right now is a first flush diverter. And so what we have, let me get these out of this site, but that's just the fasteners for the house, so I've got everything properly. Sorry, I'm looking at an upside down camera view. Alright, so I've got everything together. Now what you're going to have is the rain. This is the up and down. Okay, this is the bottom, alright, and this is the top right here. When it rains, the rain is going to come from the house, from the downspouts of the house. Alright, it's going to flow downwards, and then you have to come around an angle, and it's going to flow through here. Okay, and then it's going to drop down into your first flush diverter, which is a big 2.5-3 gallon tank which will hold water. Alright, so the rainwater coming from the house is going to come, drop down, and all the first flush, all the debris, bird droppings, trees, particles, leaves, sticks, twigs, dust, dirt, filth, anything will then come into here, and then the rain will start filling this up. And all the debris is going to start settling down to the bottom as this is filling. The first rain, it's called the first flush. The first rain that comes off your roof washes the roof off, and all the debris is just going to come here and settle into here. As the water keeps rising in level, your roof is getting cleaner and cleaner, and then you get to a point where it levels off here, and the rain starts to flow then and go into your cistern. So this is a complete first flush system, like I showed you on the internet earlier today. And this is an actual studied and researched design, which only costs $60, by the way, to make yourself. The whole entire setup is only $60, and this is much larger than the commercial ones that I was studying online. There's a lot of places, boy, the cats have a lot of hair shedding. Anyway, there's a lot of places that sell first flush diverters, but they're tiny little things in comparison. So this here, based on the size of my roof, is the appropriate size of the first flush diverter that I need. And then later I'm going to come along here in the bottom on the clean out cap. Alright, you got your clean out cap, so you can pull the debris out here, anything that's settled in. Anything that got past the leaf filter up on the roof will then settle down into here. So there shouldn't be any larger debris like leaves or sticks anyway, just any smaller dirt or filth or bird droppings. Now later, to make this a self-emptying system, what I'm going to do, it'll be a separate project for another day, I'm going to put a nipple on here, and I'm going to have a hose coming out to go and feed some plants or something, or potted plants or whatever. But then what's going to happen is you're going to have a super slow drip system running through here. So after the rain stops, what'll happen is this tank will slowly empty out through that nipple and through the hose into whatever you're draining it into. And then it's reset and ready to roll for the next rainstorm. So if you've got a period of rainy days, once the rain stops, this will start emptying out, and then the next rainy day, it's all ready to go again. So this is a pretty cool system, and this is what I'm going to be installing tomorrow on the outside of the tiny house on wheels. So that full project will be done tomorrow, and I'll explain it in detail again tomorrow, because tomorrow's video is going to be all about the first flush diverter. So that's an entire project. So anyway, that's pretty much. Oh, I got one more thing to show you. It's been a busy day. So let me pause the camera. Alright, this is my new water heater. It arrived really quickly off Amazon. I simply only from the TR Tech Tactical videos that I've done reviewing products on Amazon and putting the link, I've had enough money to buy my own water heater. Now I'm going to try to repair the other one and have it on standby because it'll be good to have. But I think what happened is it froze and burst. I drained the water, but I should have, moving forward in the future, I'm going to blow air, compressed air through the thing. So it means that I have to take off the fittings and blow compressed air because I hate to see that happen. That was so frustrating, so horrible. So I'm going to fix that. Now tonight I'm going to check all the documentation and assemble this. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a lot of assembly required. Alright, so I'm going to have to do all that tonight and check the documentation. But this is EcoTemp brand. It's not much different from the one I had. Water in, water out, gas input. So, and then there's a drain, which honestly I don't trust this tiny little drain thing. This is what happens. There's a drain port on these. Oops, where's my camera? This is your drain hole. This tiny little thing. And I won't trust it ever again, this tiny little drain hole. You take out this little screw in here, and you're supposed to trust that it's empty. Well, never again. I'm going to blow air out through here. I'm going to make sure there's never any water. If I ever disconnect this or leave the tiny house on wheels for any time, I'm going to open a screw and I'm blowing air through this thing. I'm not going to risk that ever again. That's insane. That's such a small little screw. But, so, you live and learn, I guess. It was a horrible, sad thing to have that happen, and I would have been having hot showers already. Well, with hot water on demand. So there's a shower head, and there's your shower stall hanger. Now I'm going to have a Y off of the hot water on here. I'm going to have an outdoor shower stall next year for hot days, or when there's guests or anything like that. I'll have an outdoor bathroom as well. So I've got to really look this over and assemble it tonight and have it ready for tomorrow. And then tomorrow I'll be assembling this as well as the first flush diverter on the tiny house on wheels. So that's it, everybody. Troy from the Do-It-Yourself World and the Off-Grid Project. Talk to you all later.